There goes the alarm signaling another day in my humdrum life. I often wonder if I should change the alarm sound just so I can hear a difference. But anyway, life is what it is. I'll get up, make breakfast, take the dog for a walk, and do my daily blog, another oracle reading for the day. I have been getting some comments, and my followers have been growing, so I guess that's something. Perhaps I have an impact on someone's life. I wish I could change something in my life, but alas. Elise was of average height with a slender yet curvy figure. She has long flowing blonde hair that cascades down her back, often styled in loose waves that flick gently as she moves. Her hair has a natural shine that catches the light, adding to her ethereal presence. Elise has striking green eyes that seem to hold a depth of wisdom and mystery, framed by long dark lashes. Her skin is fair and smooth, often adorned with minimal makeup that enhances her natural beauty. She has full, soft lips that are usually painted in shades of deep red or berry, giving her a touch of boldness. Elise often wears flowing bohemian style outfits and plenty of jewelry, including rings and bracelets that jingle softly when she moves. She often accessories with scarves and shawls, adding to her mystical appearance. I get to see Tammy on the weekend. I wish I had the nerve to be able to do what she's about to do. She's going backpacking in Europe. But I'd be too worried to get on a plane. Maybe I'm too distraught to get out of my comfort zone, I don't know. It was lovely to see Tammy and all the others again to wish her farewell. Even though she's only going for a month, we were all excited. For one of us to be going away, it's sort of like we were all going away, so we were all excited for her. I got a phone call today from Tammy. She was excited. She's having the greatest time. She said she's in France, and she's got a present for me. With Tammy, you never know what you're going to get, but she assured me that it would be something useful and enjoyable. She knows how much I enjoy antiques. She also said she found it in an antique shop. I guess I'll have to wait another week for her to return to see what it is. Tammy called and said she would be home on the 7th, so she would pop over to give me my gift. She was so excited when we saw each other, and she kept talking about the adventures she went on. She had hundreds of pictures to show me. I started to get a little bored but didn't want to burst her bubble, so I just kept looking at the pictures. Some of them were amazing, but part of me was a bit jealous. I hate that part of me. I hate those feelings of envy when I know I should be happy for her. I am delighted for her. I just wish it was me, but then again, I know I would never step out of my bubble, and the whole time I was thinking about my gift. So another cup of coffee and 100 pictures later, when she was about to leave, she fumbled through her backpack and pulled out a metal box. Elise, I almost forgot to give you your gift. I loved them, and as soon as I saw them, I thought of you. I was walking down some back streets in Paris when I came across this petite antique shop, and inside I found this. She handed me the box. I opened it, and inside was a tarot deck. I'd never seen one like this before. I looked at her and thanked her. I'll put them on my shelf with all the oracle decks. No, you should use them, said Tammy. Use them? What am I going to use them for? You know, you do your oracle readings on your blog page. You could do tarot readings. You could become a famous tarot reader, insisted Tammy. Yeah, right. Well, you could. Look at your mum. Your mum was amazing at reading tarot. If you remember, she had clients coming and going all the time, and she made quite good money. Why can't you do the same? Because I'm not my mum. I know, but you probably have the gift as well. I don't think so. Growing up in a small town, Elise was raised by her mother, a well-respected tarot reader. As a child, she was fascinated by the cards and the stories they told. However, she struggled with self-confidence, often feeling overshadowed by her mother's strong presence and reputation. "Look, didn't you say your Oracle blog was doing okay and you were getting more well-known? Well, why don't you write on there that if they want a private reading, you can assist? For a small fee, of course. I guess I could give it a try." Of course you could give it a try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does work, then hey, it could change your life. "Okay, I'll give it a go. I know you got this." She gave me a big hug and a kiss, then left. When she had gone, I gingerly took the tarot deck out of the box. The box was battered and dusty, so I gave it a good clean. I even used Brasso on it, and it came up lovely. The cards were in surprisingly good condition for their age, and I took each one out, trying to get accustomed to them as I did. As I looked at each card, I could remember what my mother had said about them. It had always been difficult living with a mum who had lived her whole life by the guidance of the cards, but that's how I grew up and that's what I grew accustomed to, but I had never actually read tarot before. I had only dabbled with the oracles, finding the tarot a bit too intense for me, but now that I have a set, I thought maybe I would learn. I put them all back into the box and put the box back on the shelf. But it felt like they didn't want me to put them there. It was as if they were calling me. I began to have terrifying dreams of running through a forest. I would look behind me to see what I was running from, and the forest was ablaze with flames. When I woke, I would be sweating with an unquenchable thirst. For the first time in my humdrum life, I had been sleeping through my alarm. My routine was out of whack. I felt as though there had been a shift in the universe somewhere, a shift in me. Eventually, I opened the antique box to do a reading. I shuffled the cards. I felt an intimate connection to them, as if I was supposed to have them, as if they were supposed to be mine. As if they had always been mine. I remembered how my mother said you should always cleanse and consecrate a new deck before you use it and charge them to make it yours. I missed the way I used to talk with her, but she passed about 10 years ago now, so now I have to try to tap into her energy and use that instead. I had a collection of shells in the bathroom, so I picked up a nice round one. I had some incense blocks in my drawer, and I had a wormwood plant outside. So I collected some of the dried leaves and placed them with the block into the shell. A few mornings ago, when I was walking the dog, I found a nice feather. I was finally prepared with a little crystal bowl to place some water in, so I cleansed and concentrated my cards. I sat and held them for a long time and closed my eyes. The vision for my dreams appeared. This time I was walking barefoot through the forest. I wasn't running. Everything was calm. There was no fire, and I headed down the stream to fill my glass bowl with river water. It was quite different from the nightmares I had experienced the night before. So I shuffled the cards and thought for the first time I would only choose one. When I used my oracle deck, I normally chose one, and it felt right to choose only one. I shuffled them, closed my eyes, fanned them out, hovered my hand across them, and focused till I sensed the right one under my hand, and I chose that one. The card I chose was the Fool. This indicated to me that I was at the beginning of a new journey, so I decided to take Tommy's advice, and I started to offer readings on my blog. It wasn't long before I was reading people's tarot from my new deck. I couldn't believe my luck. As if overnight, I had become a success. I had started a YouTube channel focusing on one card at a time. It was my way of getting to know the cards better myself, my way of getting in touch with my new deck, and the more I handled it, the more comfortable I began to feel, and the more confident I was in telling people their future. My YouTube channel had grown more rapidly than I thought it would. I had many subscribers. I spoke to Tammy and told her I thought I could read for people now. She just laughed and said, "Of course you could. You always could. You lacked confidence in yourself. You've been in a rut for so long. You need this in your life. You need a change." But I was still hesitant. Then I did another reading, and the present card, the Fool, exactly the card I had chosen before. So I thought this couldn't just be a coincidence that I had just started on a new path and that I should believe in myself. So with that information, I decided to expand what I was doing. I began to do more readings online for people initially, but then Tammy was so excited to help me along my journey that she started to find little fairs where we could go and set up a little stall where she would sell some of her pottery creations and I would read the tarot. People soon began to know I would be there even though it had only been a month, and my popularity increased. I even started to make business cards for myself to hand out to the people at the fair. Elise was warm and inviting, with a nurturing aura that made people comfortable around her. She possessed an innate curiosity and a deep sense of empathy, which was reflected in her tarot readings. Despite her gentle nature, Elise desired to be successful and was fiercely determined. She was overcoming her past insecurities and developing a strong sense of self and confidence, particularly when surrounded by people she thought she could help.